There is a report from the Greek army, which states that, on the night of September 2, 1990, a flotilla comprised between 12 and 17 unidentified flying objects was observed in multiple places in continental Greece. After flying over the Peloponnese, this flotilla took a turn and headed north. About 9:30 at night, while flying over the town of Atalanti, which is about 150 kilometers northwest of Athens, one of the UFOs began to separate from the formation of the fleet. Several witnesses mentioned that the ship appeared to have some kind of problem, since it changed its color to red, and it seemed to have caught fire. At the same time, they were heard as 3 explosions in the sky. Other reports speak of metallic noises. How could the locals have felt before such a roar? The report continues, and documents, always according to witnesses, that the ship landed on the top of a hill, where there is a small church in honor of Elijah, located a few kilometers from Atalanti. The inhabitants who observed the incident from a distance of approximately 1 kilometer, informed the police immediately about what was happening, but the location was very difficult to access during the night. Once that ship that seemed to be in trouble landed, the rest of the flotilla was motionless over the skies of that place, in an apparent attempt to protect it. The concentration of all the ships on that hill illuminated the area so much that it allowed the witnesses, mostly farmers, to see the objects, describing them as round and similar in size to a tractor. According to one of the witnesses who was in the area and who also managed to get closer to the landing site, he saw some very strange beings, humanoids of low size who seemed to be working on repairing their ship. The incident lasted from 9:30 in the evening until 3 o'clock in the morning. The humanoids managed to repair the ship and the entire fleet took off at once. The inhabitants did not waste time, and visited the location the next morning. They checked that the grass was burned and some smoke still came out of the ground. Some collected objects such as cables, metal parts and an artifact similar to a sea sponge. A short time later, the Greek army published this report, which focused on the equipment found, since the pieces included a copper plug with a diameter of 11 centimeters and a recorded Arabic script, a cable made of copper connected to that plug, the insulation of the cable, a material similar to silk, a burnt plastic cover, a steel ring and 3 steel bars of 10 centimeters each with a switch with the Greek letter Phi, F. The report concluded that the pieces probably belonged to an old satellite, but this is a version that the witnesses at that time refused to believe, since the satellites do not land or take off again as did the mysterious ships. What do you think? What will be the truth behind this incident?